Hey everyone, welcome to our daily gratitude and affirmation practice today. Welcome to our nature walk. Thank you so much for being here. I feel like I'm just like doing one of these. Number one, gratitude, a peaceful walk today. I can hear the hawk. See if I can get him for you guys. Or her. I don't really know how to tell the difference between hawks. Male and female hawks. But I don't see it yet. And no deer. Anyways, how are you guys doing? I had the most crazy day yesterday. It was really busy. So, I guess we'll just maybe go backwards. I had majority of the crystals that I had set up on my floor. I have those wrapped up. I still need to do the ones on my bookshelf. I made soup, which, oh my gosh, did it taste so good and feel really good on my throat. So grateful I made that. And now it's what I'm going to be eating throughout the rest of the week. Number 3, I love meeting with clients. I'm just so grateful that I can be of service in that way. Client session went really well yesterday. Number 4, one of the things I needed to get for the move is a cover for my bed and my box springs. So I went to the mattress store to see if they had anything. They don't sell covers, but he did have like an extra like plastic thing. So he gave that to me. Now I just need one more. So I'm going to go to a different store and see if they have an extra that I can use for my box springs. So very grateful for that. Number 5, there were a few items that I needed to order in preparation for everything. So I've been like buying ahead. So my face oil, like vitamins, the medicine that I've been taking, I went ahead and bought all of those yesterday. So that way I could have extra and not worry about it for a little bit. Look at all these deer tracks. But no deer. Just looking into the field to see if I could see them. Wonder if they care about sleeping on snow. There's so many. So, got all those products ordered. 6, it's a great crystal sale yesterday. I was so sad though. There's this purple Imitrates lab that I really wanted, and it was their last stack, and I'm like, great. And I fell asleep, and I woke up, and they're like, okay, well, show's over. And I'm like, no. So, we'll see if I can get one at the show. Oh, it's slippy ice. Crystal show is good. That'll be number 6. Number 7, had a great trade yesterday. I need to, continuous learning and practice. I am proud and grateful that I took profits, but boy, did I miss. I think I took profits like halfway up, and stock just ripped up. So, but I am grateful I took some profit. And it's a little harder when you have a smaller account and you're only buying one option. So an option is 100 shares, which sounds like a lot, but they're sold in 100 share increments. I want to get up to the point where I'm buying 2. Oh, there's a deer. So one sell early, and the other I can just let it ride. Look at it. I don't see any other deer. I know they're probably over there though. Oh. There we go. There's always at least 2. So that'll be number 7. Good day for a trade. Number 8. And we're going to start walking back because it's kind of cold. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me show you the river. We all need our goggles. Ooh, there's a bird of some sort. We need our good river vibes for the day. Alright. And I do not see hawk anywhere. Alright, so trade with 7, 8. So, you know how I told you guys that yesterday I was going to be finishing the budget, doing a little more with the rocks, and then I had one other thing I told you guys. Oh, emails. Well, my day went a totally different direction. And I actually took the pictures of my plants because... Oh, man. Deer just went across. I don't see any more, though. I was not quick enough. But I can't take my plants where I'm going. I did ask my stepmom if she could take care of some of my plants for me. But, you know, I have this giant... Oh, she makes me so happy. I have this giant monstera. It's probably... If you really, like, stood her up, she's probably, like, up to here. I've had her. It's gotta be, like, 6 years at this point. And she's my favorite plant. But, considering the fact that I'm probably going to be bouncing around and going for quite a long time, I don't think it was really fair to have someone, have a plant that is that big, taking up that much space in somebody's house. So I just decided to sell her. And there was a couple other plants that I'm like, you know what, I'm really okay starting over with a fresh slate. It's really interesting how much plants absorb from the environment. Ever since the house kind of started changing, they just have been struggling a little bit. So I also want to get them into environments where they're just really safe and secure. And so anyways, I listed them for really low prices because the thing that stressed me out the most, this entire thing, is I didn't want to hurt another, like, living creature. And I would much rather them go to a home, versus me have to think about, oh my God, I wasn't able to sell this plant. What am I going to do with it? I can't leave it out in the cold. Like, I would feel terrible. So, my phone all day, I must have set them too low. I had most of them for $5 to $10. Orchids were $10. My other plants were $5. I got a tree for $10. And then my monstera, like, that one I really care about, so I listed her for like $35. She should have been like $50 to $60 for her size, but all day long I just had to stop answering the messages because there were so many people. I probably have 80 to 100 messages of people waiting for me all day long and into the night. Like, I'm going to bed. It's like 11:30 and messages are still coming in. So, good problems to have. Very thankful that there's so many people. Everyone wanted my mini tree and my jade plant. The jade plant I knew would go, but oh man, I am shocked. And then it just was like a cascade. Everyone's like, I'll take this one and this one, and I just stopped looking at them because I already have. So to wrap up number 8, I'm grateful for all of that. It makes me so happy that everyone's gonna go to loving homes. There's a girl Oh, this makes me the happiest. There's a girl that she messaged me, and she's like, hey, oh my gosh, like I had to give up my Monstera when I was moving, and I really miss her. Like, I'd love to take yours. And like, that's what I want. I want someone who's gonna love my plant as much as I do. And so she's all there. So there's a jade tree that I have. She's like, oh, I'd love to take the jade tree too. And I'm like, listen, you're taking this Monstera from me, you can have the jade tree too. I will gladly give someone who I know is going to love plants one of my other plants. So she is getting both of those today. This lady, within like 5 minutes of me posting, was asking about my tree. She's getting the tree. And then there was another guy who apparently is in horticulture. Horticulture? I think so. He wanted the mini tree, and some of my orchids, or one of my orchids in my aloe plant. And I told him, I was like, listen, if she doesn't show up today, the lady for the mini tree, you might as well come anyways, because then I can give you the aloe and the orchid. And if she doesn't show up, then you get the mini tree as well. I have so many people that it's like, if someone isn't going to show up, I'm just going to move on to the next person. There's so many people. But it was wild to see the concept of value, because I got all types of people. I got people that for the $5 plant were like, can you drive it to me? I'm like, it's a $5 plant. Like, like, come pick it up. You know, I mean, in a public place, but it's like, I also don't have time for that. Like, I am still trying to pack up and get everything else situated for moving. But anyways, good to have one more thing checked off. My stepmom also graciously said she would take care of my plants, the 5 remaining ones. So I'm going to have 3 orchids. I have this tiny like jungle plant, and I have a little baby succulent that I really like. It's a zebra, I think it's a zebra succulent. So I have debated like taking a clipping from the Monstera, but I'm like, no, I'm just we're gonna start fresh. Wherever I land next, that's gonna be, Cardinal, don't move. No. It's gonna be a really good basis to life. No, it's in this tree. I need to get better gloves. They're really affecting my ability to give you guys cool stuff. But it's this beautiful red cardinal. I must have got somewhere else. So that's number 8. All day long plants. Number 9. You know, there are some days where I'm very grateful that food is abundant. Let me tell you guys, I was working through so much yesterday. And work was incredibly busy. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and get myself some food. At this point, like the soup wasn't made until after I came back home. But I did some work yesterday. So grateful that I could just go and grab food and like not really have to think about that. I could take care of my energy so I could keep giving. A 10 for the day. What else? 10 for the day. Another thing that I need to do today is business taxes. So very grateful that I thought about that yesterday. Grateful that I'm going to have time to do it today. So I also think I might have to message John and see if we could do the podcast tomorrow, because with driving to do the plants, that's going to take me quite a bit, and I'm not going to get home until late. We'll see. But really the big thing for today that I absolutely have to get done is my business taxes, and I think that's going to take the rest of my day after plants. So podcast might be tomorrow. Found out though, grateful, I heard from John, he has been sick. So he was recovering from that, which is why we didn't do a podcast last week. I tell you guys, once I move and once a lot of this stuff, I'm not having to think about so many things, because it's not just me moving. Like, I have to think about my business. I have to think about like planning and prepping for the type of move that I'm doing when it comes to moving around, and like, how I'm going to position things in my storage unit, and like there's a lot of other factors that are going into it. So I'm grateful I even get this experience. It's going to be a really good year. It's going to be a year that I've never had for myself, which is going to be really nice. So those are my 10 gratitudes. I'm really looking forward to going back and eating breakfast. I'm kind of hungry. All right. Message of the day. Let's see what comes in. There was one that I wanted to say for you guys. Okay. So this is coming through. Again, it'll be more of a quicker message, but how are you bringing forth your situations that you want to see in your life? How are you creating it? We hear this a lot about relationships. So if you aren't with somebody, are you going through your day with the energy as if you had somebody? I find this one slightly harder. I think a better way of maybe phrasing it is, how would you be focusing on you if you had somebody else? One of the things that makes me feel the most nourished is when I can just go and get food for myself. Just like taking the act of cooking, that burden off of myself. It puts me in a totally different energy state. If I don't usually have a problem with this, just because I'm really okay doing things that I want to do, but a lot of people, like, they won't go on the trip if they're not with somebody. They won't go to see that movie. They won't go to the restaurant. So how are you bringing forth, like, how are you dating yourself, basically? Which I think could, oh, wait, I gotta show you guys this. Look at that. How pretty. Similarly, dating yourself is going to give you the data to explain to somebody else how you desire to be loved. Let's not take a relationship one, let's take a career one. Easy example would be, you want to get into a managerial position, but you're not a manager. How are you managing yourself? How would you interact differently with employees, your coworkers, if you were a manager? That doesn't mean exude control over them, but it does mean think about how your speech would be different. Think about how your formation of requests would be different. Think about how you would present and carry yourself. Is there a difference? What type of leader do you want to be? What qualities do they have? How can you embody those qualities now? And then the most important one, and this is something I was actually talking to my client about yesterday, is mindset. Mindset requires nothing but a shift in thought from you. So I gave her an example of, like, if you want to do something else differently with your career, and it's more along the lines of helping people, you're in a profession right now where you can pretend that every client coming from, or every person walking through the door, is not actually there for what the career field you're working in, but they're there to see you. And think about, do I like this type of client? Would I be a good fit for this type of client? How do I feel about this exchange? Where am I having the most value in serving this client? Our environments give us clues if we're willing to kind of shift our mindset and how we're looking at them. And imagination Imagination is such a severely underrated tool. Imagination is what allows you to connect with those dreams. Remember that something that's in your mind is not going to be there unless you had a desire for that, in terms of like something that just starts out as a dream. So imagination is a great tool for practicing in those new environments and getting yourself prepared. And if you're not in them right now, think of this as your apprenticeship. Think of this as your practice. Think of this as a trial run that has no limitations, but no consequences. Basically, you kind of get to practice and play, but also remember, real practice is like that too. There's not really anything different, but this is going to show you how you want to move in the world, so that way you don't get constrained when you actually are in those situations and try and conform to something that you don't want. So that's the message of the day. Hope that was helpful. And now for the affirmations. Number 1, as always, I'm divinely guided and supported. I can ask for help whenever I need it. I humbly ask for help today. Number 2, I love myself deeply, fully, and completely. And I am worthy of interacting with and having my deepest desires. Number 3, I am wealthy. Number 4, I am freaking empowered, and I powerfully show up and powerfully co-create this present reality and interact with my deep desires brought forth to this present moment. Number 5, choose again, and I choose so much better for myself. Number 6 for the day. I'm not going to stress. Everything is being worked out for my ultimate good. And I can just be in my fun play and receiving and lovingly release what is no longer for me to make space for what is for me. 7, what a beautiful day to be alive. To appreciate the fact that we are alive to interact with all of this. Number 8, joy and love abounds in my day. If the excess pours forth into my life, the lives of others, and I receive it back tenfold. Number 9 for the day. I seek to listen to my inner guidance. And 10 for the day. I have infinite possibilities and solutions. There's no right or wrong answer. And I choose what is most aligned with my health, my highest good, the highest good of others. And I walk forward into my day. Also, number 11, brand new day, fresh start, guys. How did we get to Wednesday already? Anyways, it's weird to think about that we're halfway through the first week of the new year. But I love you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. What are you grateful for? What are you affirming? How's your day going? Let me know in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys. I'll answer all the comments by tomorrow. So I have another busy day ahead of me. So, love you guys. Bye.